Hello, Working Mommy Manual listeners and viewers.
Hello, that's Nicole Corning.
Oh, that's Kathleen Wilson.
I love how I have to point to you like I'm a mom.
There you are.
You're
right there. Like in case you don't know.
And there is Jami.
There is Jami. So we have a guest today.
Hi.
Hi, Jami.
Thank you for having me.
I feel like I'm cheating because I've known Jami forever, and also just recently forced her to be on a panel. So I have like the full range of Jami, from like mom, friend, drinking buddy, like professional. I've seen all the many faces of Jami.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's the true friendship. That's the true friendship.
There's no bad.
Oh, no. You just threw in the drinking part, so I thought I would at least preface. There's probably some bad.
like appropriate drinking.
Classy drinking.
Hey,
Yes.
we're classy bitches, right?
We stick our pinky out when we have a drink.
So we're super excited that you have joined us today because, well, first of all, I love you personally, but the position that you're in, and I'm going to let you tell everybody about yourself. But the position that you're in, I think, is one of the most important positions for any company in the United States of America. I also think it is one of the most underappreciated positions in the United States of America. And I want to tell you, women in this position are my people. Like, there are people. We work with so many people, like women in your position. And I say women because it is a heavily dominated space by women. And it is typically one of the only top executive positions, like C-suite positions, where a woman almost always occupies it. So I get chills. Anyway, so I'm going to just turn it over to you to talk about who you are and what you do, because I feel like getting up and doing a cheer. I feel like doing some backflips. There's not enough space here.
She is a fan.
I'm a huge fan, and you are the right person to be representing your industry. I know you're not going to speak for everyone in your industry, but what you do is so important and so critical and it touches like everyone who is a working mom, because we all deal with people in your position. So Jami, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, first, thank you so much, really, for letting me be here. And yes, I feel like I have spent quite a bit of time growing up with you. We raised our kids together. We did, in a good way. We raised our kiddos together. We've had amazing times, amazing friendships. So it's fun to be here. So, thank you, one. And thank you for letting me be on the panel before, two. You didn't rope me into it. It was a wonderful event. I met some wonderful women and learned a ton. So a little about me, which no one likes to talk about themselves. So
I know, but we're going to force you to. And that's why we have Prosecco.
And that's why we're drinking, yes. Let's start with the basics. So originally from Indiana, been here since I was in high school.
In Arizona,
since I was in high school. Worked in HR my entire career, fell into it in a very odd way. I was 18, I was working in retail, and someone said, hey, you know what? Do you want to do this HR job? And I'm like, oh, that sounds fascinating. And then I was like, oh my gosh, what did I get myself into? And I've grown up in it. And it's funny, my leader always said, I learned HR through street cred. You know what I mean? Because I just grew up in it. I didn't go to school, and then they said, here's everything you needed to know about HR.
Yes.
So different perspective. Right. I think sometimes I have. I work for a very large health system here in the Valley in Arizona.
Probably the largest.
We're the largest employer in Arizona. And we span.
So she has got a lot of street cred, a lot.
Yeah. It's been through some challenges, and some growth. But 55,000 team members that we have across 6 states.
I cannot even imagine, because we're a small business, and we have a number of support staff, and you're a psychologist. You're mentoring them, you're helping them grow, you're answering their questions. You're probably someone, I can't remember the name of it anymore. EP, Employee Assistance Program.
EAP. Uh-huh.
EAP. Just all of that. So I can't even imagine at that spectrum what that looks like.
It's got some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you do some amazing things and we get to see some amazing results, but yeah, you see some crazy things too. Yeah.
But it's also good things too. My background also just, I've managed individuals for a long time. And, sometimes I remember one time one of our employees came to me and she was scared. She's like, look, I just want to let you know, I'm going to be taking a week off. I'm leaving my husband. It's not a good situation. I haven't talked to anybody about this, but if he shows up, this is why. And you're just like, you go, girl. I'm going to fight for you. Like, whatever you need, we're going to support you. So.
Yeah. And then you're like, oh my gosh, now what do I do to make sure everybody else is safe?
Exactly.
Like, here for you, cheering you on.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. No, I got it. No, sounds great. No, I got your back. No problem.
Yeah. Then you close the door and go, oh my God.
You're like, oh my.
Phone a friend.
You call the HR people. They send the security. Like there's all kinds of things.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've been very fortunate in my career. So I am the vice president over talent acquisition. So I specifically oversee the recruitment efforts, so recruitment and staffing across our organization. So when people say, oh, you work in HR, do you fire people? I'm like, no, I'm on the fun side. We hire the people that come in the door. So
I actually don't hate firing people.
Now she wonders why people are being like, I'm scared of Nicole.
We were just talking about it. Like everyone wrote letters to, like, it was this whole thing at we were team building. And so we did vision boards everyone did vision boards for the company. And then you had to pull a name and like write a letter to someone. I haven't gotten a letter yet because some people were out sick. And I'm like, someone's like, she's just scary.
They don't want to write you a letter.
No one wants to write me a letter.
It's going to be like, I love you. You're amazing.
You're the best ever. Please don't fire me. I used to hate firing, but I shifted my perspective in that when I don't think of it as firing. I think of it as like you're moving the person out of a position that they're not supposed to be in.
Well, but it's
so
not
they can
just
grow.
Well, and it's not just you're fired.
And be happy.
It's like here's the plan. You have to do this. You have to meet this expectation. Here are the check-ins. Here's your verbal. Here's your written. Now you're leaving because you couldn't meet those expectations. So it's not just like you're fired.
You're never like bye.
No.
Unless there's like a big
egregious.
dislocation in business environment.
Yeah.
Like for, like money reasons you have to, but anyway.
But the hiring is fun because it's like dreamy. It's like dating someone and you're like, oh, I'm so excited for the future. What are you going to do?
Oh, is that what it feels like?
Oh, I don't know. I had to ask the team. They know better than I do. But it is exciting because those are the people who are excited to come in, right? They have like, oh my gosh, I've got a new job and I'm working for this new company and I'm so excited about my future. And so you get them on that front end as opposed to
the back end where they're like,
working.
Bye.
Yeah. And it's funny going back to that when I talk to the team and we have someone who's maybe not performing and we need to move out of the organization, what I also tell them is your team is looking to you to solve the problem. They all see it. Bob isn't working out. They're waiting for you to fix this. And when you don't, you're failing the entire team. So it's unfortunate that someone has to be moved out of the organization. But if it's the right thing to do, the team needs you to be the leader to do that.
No, and I think that is I think that's a very powerful perspective because a lot of times, especially women, they'll be like, I can handle it. It's not that bad. But when you frame it as like, but it's for everybody else too, they're like, oh, everyone else is suffering? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Self-awareness piece of it.
Yeah. But okay, so so when you started out in HR, what size company were you at?
It was a national company. It was retail. So it was a very different dynamic, right? Because you were turning and burning people.
Oh my gosh. I worked in retail also. Mine was Glamour Shots.
I'm sorry, Jami. Here's what I didn't prepare you for. We typically talk about Glamour Shots at least once during every podcast.
We really do.
And actually, Glamour Shots had a lot of great training.
They
really?
did. Yes. Business.
Do you know what? I want to hear what Jami has to say.
Yes.
Give her a couple of Glamour Shotisms.
No, I know, but just the retail side.
Jami's
so I
be like,
get it.
It's crap.
Because people are like, no show or hungover. Or like, and the last thing you want to see is a makeup artist come in, hungover, no makeup, their hair in a bun, and they're supposed to make you look glamorous? Come on.
A lot of trust in that.
Right.
Yes.
I worked it was a men's retail company, national, and I won't say who it is because I'll probably share some stories they wouldn't want me to share. But,
yeah, that's okay.
I was 18 and I literally would get phone calls from like the store managers. This girl is like, showing up and things are falling out of clothing. I need you to come address it. And I'm like, she's older than me. You're older than me. I don't know what I'm
18?
doing. Yeah.
Oh, God.
I was going
Like
in.
if we're talking nip slips.
Oh, well, like, or I particular story, I remember this girl had a short dress on and she had like thigh-high stockings. And every time she would lean over, like everything was showing.
Oh my God. You're
we
like,
were in a men's store. I'm like, oh, girl.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, and nowadays that's just called like what high school girls wear.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? Like
true.
I think about how far we have come. Like anyway. So
I envision the 90s because like that's when all the thigh highs were popular and all that, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So and you were a single mother for how many years?
I was a single mom for 12 years, 11 and a half, 12 years. So I have an 18-year-old daughter. So I think about telling that story and I think about her handling that. She would be like,
She'd be like, bye.
There would be no conversation.
I know Jordan. Jordan would be like, wrong place for me. Bye.
She'd just give the look.
Yeah. Jordan is a little like a cat.
Yeah.
She's like, cats are just like
I either love you or I have no time for you.
Nothing for you. I love her.
Yeah. So yeah, it was her and I for 12 years, doing the mom-daughter thing. And that's when you and I met. Jordan was 2.
God bless it.
I know.
Oh my God.
So Sam was 2.
So old?
Oh my gosh.
But we've like vacationed together. Like we do, we literally did early childhood raising, like in all the childhood raising together.
Yes.
Together. Yeah. And you know what? I wouldn't change it for the world. You know what I mean? My daughter and I are extremely close. Still are, to this day. She's at home. So she did not go away to college. She actually did EVIT when she was in high school.
Oh, no, EVIT's great. We promote like trade schools, all that stuff.
You do not have to go to college and your child does not have to go to college. And actually please do not, if you take anything away, there are probably a half dozen things Jamie's going to say. But if you take one thing away from me is do not push your child to go to college if that isn't the right path for them. There are a million other ways. Now they need to do something.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Right.
But there are a million other do somethings that they can do.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then we preach that at work too. And I mean, I see that on that side of the house, less and less emphasis on the degrees for candidates coming in, more about the experience and the opportunities they bring or the potential they bring.
Oh, that's good to
totally
know.
different. Yeah.
Yeah.
So so she, I am very fortunate. She has her aesthetics license. So
That's so
I get
great.
lashes and waxing.
Oh, I was going to say,
facials
I'd
and
be
all the
all
things.
about that.
She does great facials.
Oh my gosh,
she
that's
does great
amazing.
facials.
Yeah.
And actually, Olivia, who's also been on the podcast, has mentored her.
Yes.
That's
So
wonderful.
yeah, full circle.
I was just going to say, it comes full circle.
It's
does.
a tribe. It's
Yes.
a tribe.
It is. So yeah, got married. Actually, our anniversary is in a couple weeks. So got married 3 years ago. Been with Ray for 5. Thank
Happy
you.
anniversary.
Thank you.
And her husband was a confirmed bachelor.
Yes.
Ooh.
Like he was never going to get married.
Never gonna get married. Never had kids. Never been married. Never wanted any of it.
He still always says to me, "Remember when you hated me?" I'm like, "Hate's a strong word, Ray." But when he was first dating Jamie, we had all like there were probably like 6 of us who all like have been together for years and years and years, and we all went up to Prescott for a night, and
He and I just started dating then too.
just started
Like a few
dating.
weeks. Yeah.
And in case you couldn't figure out from my intro of Jamie, like I think the world of her.
Of course. Yeah.
And he was like someone I knew a little bit, and he was kind of a joker, like fun party guy. That's what I thought of him at the time. Like he's actually a whole lot more than that. But he's like, and we're all drinking, and he's like, what did he say? He said something about like, oh, I'm never going to get married. And I was like, oh, you should be so lucky to marry my friend Jamie. And I was like, oh, I hope she dumps his ass. Don't you come in here like, oh, you're never going to marry Jamie. Like, please, you would be so lucky. You're lucky to like even walk 5 feet behind her.
And now they love each other.
And now I adore him because he changed and I changed. But like, I got to know the real Ray, and that's not Ray.
Yeah.
Like I met his representative, and his representative, then I got to know the actual Ray, and I was like, oh my God, your representative is terrible.
Yes.
You need to
Did not
fire
do
him
any
and
justice.
just be authentically you. Cause the
Right.
authentic you is like one of the best humans walking the planet.
He was probably super nervous, you know?
No, he 100%. Looking back on it, oh, you're walking into a situation where we've all been friends for years.
Yep.
Like you're brand new. Like it's all people with kids and are married, and you're coming in cold. 100%. I would have been nervous.
Yeah.
I probably would have said some stupid shit too.
Could you imagine like 6 of us and a man walking in and trying to be comfortable in that environment? The poor guy. Oh, yeah, I threw him to the wolves. I'm like, and here they are.
You're like,
here are my besties.
So we've been dating for 2 weeks. Like, here are all my people who would cut a bitch for me.
Exactly.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
He survived.
He thrived.
Yeah.
He thrived. He's amazing. He's really, and it's interesting. He didn't have children, but he is the best father to Jordan. I sometimes want to call Ray when I'm struggling with my children to be like, what am I supposed to do here? Because you're like firm yet soft. So like, he is. It's crazy. All right. So this isn't about Ray as much as when he's listening to this, he'll be like, tell me more.
Yeah.
Go on.
He's talked about me.
Anyway, we love Ray. And so it was like, pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. But there are a lot of years where Jami's just like on her own, pushing for this through this amazing career, raising a daughter, and like even in the best, like most perfect, which doesn't exist, circumstance is still challenging. Yeah. So anyway, so then you're now sitting in this leadership position and of a 55,000 person organization. So we're going to get to some of the fun stories. But I really, I want us to dig into some of your insight around, because you've seen it all, right? You've seen the people who just like slot themselves in somewhere and then they like die, right? You've seen the people who like skyrocket to the top. So can you talk a little bit about kind of like as an HR professional who's been that fly on the wall, who's watched a million different careers and their paths, how are you seeing people like leverage things like professional development or resources to push themselves forward in their career?
It's such a good question. And a little bit about what we spoke about in that conference, right? I think you have 2 different ends of that spectrum. You have the people, like you said, they slot themselves in somewhere and they're fine with that, right? Like, I'm okay to do this for the rest of my life. I don't want to progress. And we have, as leaders, need to be okay with that and still find ways to challenge and expand their horizons and scope. It may not be through a career progression, but it may be that they still just want to learn, right? I'm a constant learner. I want to learn, but I don't want to lead people. I don't want to do whatever. That's fine. On the other end, you have those people who will suck up every ounce of, opportunity they can to continue to progress. I think the difference is also that you have to figure out who's progressing because it's the right thing to do and who's progressing because they like the idea of a title or they like the idea of the dollar, which is not the right reason, right? So I think as leaders, sometimes we have to also look at people and say, why? What's their motivation? And are they progressing in a way that fits their natural opportunity, right? If I sat here and told you I want to be a neurosurgeon, that's ridiculous, right? Like that's never going to happen. But if I tell you like I want to take the next step in my HR career, that makes sense.
Right.
But I think one element that is key, and we spoke a lot about this, is the ownership component of that, right? So many times people are looking to someone else to figure out how to make it happen for them, as opposed to, I own my career journey. So what do I need to do to figure out how to take the next step, how to expand my knowledge, how to make sure I have the skills for the next job before I step into the next job, right? And so where's that ownership piece come in? Because that's so key.
We literally just did like a whole like session on this, and we talk about this all the time. It's like you can like it's not anyone else's job to make you successful. Like if you've been given the tools and you've been given the path and you've been given the opportunity, like you actually have to raise your hand and push yourself forward.
Yes.
You absolutely have to.
Yes. We've talked about that. It's like you can hand everything over in a gold platter They have to be the ones to pick it up and implement it. We can't do it for you. And that goes, I believe that it goes for your self-motivation, honestly.
You have a really awesome analogy around this. Can you share that analogy?
You want to do the canoe story?
I love give me the canoe story.
I've been waiting on the canoe story.
I have told Kathleen the canoe story. I did a terrible job. I'm like, Jamie's going to do a much better job. Talk about the canoe story.
I'm opening my phone because I want to read this quote. But so I am an executive sponsor of our women at it's a team member resource group for women at our organization. So I was getting ready to speak about this particular topic there in regards to owning your career journey as a woman in business. My leader was my co-speaker. And I was looking at her slides and I'm like, oh, she's got really great quotes. Oh, I should have a quote. I feel left out. So I started looking for a quote that really fit what I wanted to talk about. And I was going through pages and pages, right, of been there, done that, heard that, cliche. And I came across this one quote, and it's by Katharine Hepburn. And it says, as one goes through life, one learns that if you don't paddle your own canoe, you don't move. Mm-hmm. And I saw that and I was like, oh, that's it. That's what I've been trying to do. So I'll walk you through. Will you two go through the exercise with me?
Doing the exercise. Let's do it.
Yes.
Okay.
It's simple.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Okay.
You have to depart from your alcohol because I'm going to have you close your eyes.
Totally fine. Okay.
All right. Close your eyes for a minute. All right. So picture you're on this serene
And
lake.
everyone listening or watching, do the same thing. Except if you're driving, don't close your eyes. But everyone else, close your eyes.
Please don't do that. We don't want to be liable
No.
for that. Close your eyes and think about a serene lake, right? Wherever that is. I think about Lake Tahoe. It's beautiful. It's surrounded by all the trees. And you're out in the middle of the water and it's beautiful and you're in this happy place, right? You're thinking, this is amazing. I'm sitting in this canoe and there's all these people around me and they're in their canoes and they're enjoying their day. And you look to the shoreline and there's an amazing party, right? There's all the foods you love. There's all the music you love, the drinks, everyone's having a great time. And you think, that's where I want to go. I want to get over to that shoreline and I want to enjoy the day out there with everyone enjoying food and drink and partying. So you sit there, and as you sit there, you start to watch the canoes around you. The people are paddling. They're moving towards the shoreline. You see them get to the shoreline. They're enjoying their day. You continue to sit because what you're doing is sitting and you're waiting for someone to come over and paddle the canoe for you. Now, take that scenario and make it about your career. You're sitting in your career canoe. You're not paddling. Everyone around you is. And they're bypassing you and they're taking the opportunities you wanted and they're taking the food and the drink and all the things that you wanted to work so hard towards, but you didn't put any effort into because you sat there waiting for someone else to make it happen for you. So open your eyes for a second. And the next part of this is, so if you think about your next career move, whatever that is, whether it's tomorrow or it's 10 years from now, think about 3 people who will help you get there. So think for a second. Everyone think about those 3 people. You have them in your head. When we're in an audience of people, I always say, raise your hand if the first person on the list is you. And nobody does.
No, I didn't pick me either.
I didn't give her that part. I didn't even do the canoe thing right. Awesome.
Did not even pick me.
Yeah. So you thought of 3 other people.
Yes.
Boom.
Now, you have to have people, right? You have to have
Right.
someone who
You have
says,
to have
I
the
see
support.
it. Exactly. Whether it's a leader, it's a mentor, it's a spouse, it's a friend, someone who says, I am here for it with you. What do you want to do?
I love that.
But if you're not number 1, then who's making it
That
happen?
is so amazing and powerful.
That is so powerful.
Jeff, who did you pick? Were you on the list? He's our producer.
Jeff, you didn't play? Jeff, you're fired.
He's like, you
You are
can't fire
not
me.
fired.
See, she did say she likes to fire people,
I
so
do.
just ignore it. Just ignore it.
Well, anyway, the bottom line is choose yourself. Choose
Yes.
yourself.
Yeah.
So
We do. I just, it's like I guess going through that whole experience in my mind, I'm already like, God, I guess I think that I'm already do that. You know what I mean? Like it's not even a thought because I always think that I'm already doing it, but then you have to have your support system around you to make sure that you feel like you're doing the right thing. Does that make sense?
It absolutely does. And that so this is another kind of topic we talked about in the panel. So I know you're like primed and prepped and ready for it. And I'm going to do a little explanation because I talked about it with Kathleen and she did not know what it meant.
I didn't.
And so, and shame on me because I was just like, well, not everyone knows. So I want you to address this, but I'm going to define it first. But like women especially, we struggle a lot with imposter syndrome. And I think the canoe analogy, like it doesn't surprise me that a lot of women wouldn't put themselves first because they're like, well, I don't want to be pushy. I don't want to be bossy. I don't want to be like grabby. I don't want to be overly aggressive, right? But putting yourself as the number one person who needs to paddle your canoe is just common sense, right? So imposter syndrome, and Kathleen, actually, why don't you say what you thought imposter syndrome was?
I thought it was somebody who was trying to be a position that wasn't fit for the position. Like they were pretending to do all the things that, for that role, but they were not suited for the role.
So, it's
the opposite.
Like the opposite. The opposite is you're actually overly qualified or even just fully qualified, right? Or even 90% qualified, right? But you're qualified to do the job and you feel like you shouldn't have that seat at the table. And so before you talk about how like opportunity, like tools, tricks, perspectives to give yourself to overcome imposter syndrome, we had an actual, just a real live version of imposter syndrome. Because I was like, that's not imposter syndrome, Kathleen. I'm like, this is imposter syndrome.
And so she told me what imposter syndrome was or is, just as she explained right now. And I go, oh my gosh, that makes complete sense because we're going to a conference in Miami in February. And I received an invitation to be on a panel about, including a COO onto your team. Or it's incorporating a COO onto your team. And when I got the email, I was like,
and this conference, by the way, is like, if we said the name of the conference, like it's a publication, like it is a well-known financial, like everyone knows who that is.
Right.
Right. And so it's not like, I don't know, a small, like not there's anything wrong with like a small, like it is a big national conference.
Yes.
And now they're going to put her on a stage.
And so I received the email on Tuesday and it was like, we welcome you. Would you be interested in being on this panel with another COO and a moderator? And I was like, did they email the right person? Why did they choose me? Like, I was so surprised, but we work with we're a successful practice. Like we work hard. We have great culture. We, have grown in 6 years from 4 people to 17 people.
18 now.
Yes, 18. We have a process. And so, I've been on panels like for corporate, but not on a national level like this. So when she said imposter, I felt like that when I received that email. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. Thank you for the invitation. Yes, I'll do it.
So Jamie's going to tell you how to tell that voice in your head to shut the fuck up. So Jamie, take it away.
Yeah. Well, actually, Kathleen, why did you feel like that wasn't something that would have come your way naturally?
You're going to make me cry now because no, but
she's
it's,
crier. Don't worry about it.
The thing is that, I was raised by a single mom with 5 children, right? We had nothing. We had zero. You talk about, I worked, I cooked, I cleaned for my family. I paid bills at 16. I didn't get the chance to go to college because I was raising my family, for my mom. And, I finally went out into the corporate world at 21, and have found like Glamour Shots was my business. Like you talk about a business plan, they had it together. Like I worked with this franchise individual and it was just a mess. Everything was unorganized. And then they brought in this company came in and bought us out and they just put a structure together. And I was like, this makes sense. I've incorporated those. They called it Blueprint for Success throughout my whole career, for my whole life. And everything has to have a process. And anyhow, so to the point that I don't feel like I'm worthy. Like I don't feel like I'm worthy for that, stage or that, but I know I'm capable. That's the thing. Like when I stopped and thought about it, I'm like, I am capable. And because we do great things and I have great energy and
we do, but you do.
I was going to say, you keep saying we, but they asked you. They didn't ask the entire firm.
Nobody's asked me to go sit on a panel for this. Nope. No.
So I'm super excited and nervous and all of that. But when she said that, what it meant, and I'm like, that is exactly how I felt.
So I was just on another panel, last week? Anyway, and what I talked about so I'm going to, like, one thing I would tell you to do is that, and I'm old, so I think about record albums, and I think about, remember it, like you'd get a record,
Put a needle on the record. Wait, put the needle on the record.
Put the needle on the record. Put the needle on the record. Put the needle on the record.
And the drum beat goes like this. Man, that's old school.
Woo! That came back to me. Isn't it like dance?
Dance.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Is it pump up the volume? I think it's called pump up the volume.
No.
Yeah, it is.
Wait a second. No.
Yeah.
Well, then there's like pump up the. I'm thinking pump up the jam.
Yes.
Pump up the volume. Different
Okay.
songs.
Yeah.
Sorry. Hi,
We
19.
digress.
Hi, we digress.
We're aging ourselves over.
Yeah.
Some of us are.
Okay. Chat GPT, that shit. People who don't know, Chat GPT, you're welcome.
Yep.
So I was saying that as women, especially, we get we have this version of ourselves that we have created and we lock ourselves into in some way, shape, or form. And it might not be even something that we're thinking about all the time, but it's playing in the background. And it's like this needle that's stuck on this, like it's skipping and it keeps telling us the same thing. Like, oh, like you didn't go to college. Oh, you came from nothing. Oh, like you had this challenge and this challenge. And so that is the version of yourself that you are stuck on. And I think that leads to the imposter syndrome where it's like, and I always say like, who you are now is not who you're going to be later. Who you were 40 years ago, 30 years ago, 20 years ago is not who you are now.
Right.
But we get locked into that version of ourselves in some way, shape, or form. And we tell ourselves like that's who we are, even though we're not. So how do we fix that, Jami? Tell us.
I don't know if I have some great solution. I think, one, you're right. Women unfortunately suffer from it more than men. And
not that men don't.
Not that they don't. They
we
do.
love the men.
and that's
we
not
love
a
men.
hit on them. I mean, it's a hit on us. Like, why are we doing that to ourselves? They're not making us do that.
We have to be self-rescuing princesses and fix it on our own.
Absolutely. And I think that I love what you said, though. Like, we have to continue to evolve our vision or version of ourselves in our head, right? I didn't graduate with my bachelor's until September. Just this last
Really?
week. Yep.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers
to that.
Cheers. Oh, I can't reach.
I'll get there. I'll get there.
And so I can tell you personally, I mean, I work for a healthcare system. I sit amongst people who are extremely educated, right? And I always have felt less than, and most of them probably in the room have no idea. And probably some of them didn't even care. But I had such self-doubt sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, if they knew I haven't been and finished my degree, I think that they would just disregard me. They would just ignore anything I had to say. They would not respect me at all. I don't know that they care, right? And I think it's so much emphasis I put on myself to doubt where I'm at. I've had a long career journey personally. I feel like I've earned it, but there's not a day or week that goes by there's not a moment that I go, ooh, do they know that I have no fucking idea what I'm doing?
But that's what life is about, is the experience and growing and learning. And, sometimes it's the hard way, but even the most educated people learn the hard way. They make mistakes. And that's the thing that I have to remember, that everybody's human and, you have the drive, you have the work ethic, the follow through, that's really what it's about.
I also think there's a difference between being educated, and I value education, but there's a difference between being educated and being smart.
100%.
You can, and there are all different types of education. We've talked about emotional intelligence, right? Like that actually deserves to have a place in the workforce. It needs to have a place in the workforce. And women are just naturally really good about that, but we discount it because we're like, oh, there's no IQ test for emotional intelligence, right? And women, like women who have risen to positions like yours, Jami, like those women are ballers. Like do you know what I'm saying? Like it astonishes me, like the things that most of these women have gone through, the journeys they have been on, the things they have pushed through, the amount of stuff they've had to overcome. to get there, but we still, but we discount it because we're like, we don't look at it as a badge of honor. We look at it as like a humiliation, right? Like you know, talking about your single mom, like that you did, like that feels probably like you don't tell people that a lot because it feels,
you're ashamed.
Like you're ashamed, but it's actually the exact opposite. It's like the thing that made you this rock star. Like you lived through that. Like you pushed through that, you know? And that's why it actually kills me when people are in the canoe and they're not rowing. Cause I'm like, we have built the canoe for you.
Right.
We have given you the paddle. We've given you one of those people on the canoe telling you what to do, like a coxswain.
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 Isn't that what it's called?
I have no idea, but we're going with it. We're making up our own words today.
It's something with cock. But like we've done all this for you. We have given you everything you need to do to get to the shore.
Yeah.
And like so you just get
Go
there.
do that.
Yeah.
Just
Go do it.
like just take it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yes.
You know? Like don't have a pity party.
Right.
I think one of the things that's important, what we just did when you brought that up, is ask yourself why you feel that way. Why do I feel inferior right now? What is making it? Is it because someone else is making me feel that way, or am I doing it to myself? And why do you sit in that seat of doubt?
But it's so interesting that you say that, because I probably would have never brought it up had Nicole not said that today, because I know that I'm capable without being overly confident. And I think that, you know, I'm a confident person. I don't like to be overly confident because I don't want to be like this, you know, smoke and, you know, mirror show. I want to be authentic and genuine. And this is what I bring to the table. And this is the real me. And I'm not going to bullshit anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also think women need to take more stock of the things that they're awesome at. Because I think that I think actually people as a whole, when you're really good at something, you diminish it because when you're good at it, it's because it's easier to you because you enjoy it or whatever it is. But it's the things that we're good at come more easily to us. Like if you're a really good singer, like, yeah, you have to like take lessons but you're like, oh, well, I mean, it's just singing, you know, it's like,
have you heard me
Have you
sing?
gone to karaoke? Have you heard Kathleen sing before?
Yes.
Yeah.
I just did. Needle on the record.
It was the best version I've ever heard.
I thought that was awesome.
We're going to listen on the way home.
I thought that was awesome. So I think that we need to, you know, we talked about New Year's resolutions in our last podcast, like also just write down a list of like all the things that you're awesome at, because as women, we're like, you know, it's like giving a compliment, like, Jamie, I love your hair. And you're like, oh, well, or, you know, or like, Kathleen, you have the most beautiful eyes. And you're like, oh, thanks. You know, like they've kind of been going, like I have to wear readers now, you know, like we don't just, the things that we're good at, we diminish, or we tend to diminish as women. And I think part of it is just how we've been trained and raised, right? There's this like ideal woman who's like there are all these songs about like, she's so beautiful and she doesn't even know it. It's like,
I love that song.
okay,
It is a
Kathleen,
song.
you're part of the problem. You're officially
not supposed to love that song.
Now you're fired from the podcast.
The whole purpose of the song is that she don't know she's beautiful.
Okay, but
she is. I get the point.
I get it. No, and I like that song too.
Yeah,
she
but
don't know she's beautiful. Yeah,
but
no, I get it.
She's just being herself.
But it's like, if you are beautiful, if you are driven, if you are a leader, like you don't have to be like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Like, own it.
Yes.
Like, if you look like Giselle, like, I am beautiful.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
If you are, you know, if you can sing and perform like Beyonce, like, you own that. Right? Like, own it. Just so, not just a goals list, but write down a list of the things that are really amazing about you. Or even just like things that you think might be really amazing about you.
And I think it's important too, professionally, that you have kind of that accountability partner, whether it's a mentor, it's someone that you work with that will shoot you straight, but also lift you up. So if it's a mentor and you're like, God, I sat in this meeting and I doubted everything I said. I felt stupid. I came out of my mouth and I wish I hadn't said it. All the things that we walk away from a meeting thinking and doubting about ourselves, you take it to that accountability partner and be like, this happened. I said this, or if it was someone in the meeting you trust, right? Or if it's not, just, I said this, I felt this way. Was that real, or was that me doubting myself? Like, have someone who will tell you, you know what, Kathleen, you know what, you kind of screwed the pooch on that one, but let's work on how you do it differently next time. Or absolutely not. That was amazing. I had that happen. I actually shared this story where I had a gentleman that reports to me on a call, and I kind of laid into someone, and he was there, and I felt really uncomfortable after. And he called me after, and then we had a meeting the next morning with our full team. And we were just talking about different things and goals. And he said, my goal is to one day be able to hold someone accountable with respect the way Jami did on the call yesterday. Oh. And I hung up from that call going, I am such an ass and I feel terrible. And I think I handled that so poorly. And he was like, oh no, I watched you do that. And now I am striving to do that the way you did it.
That's so great.
So it made me think I need to check myself with people around me.
Yeah.
No. And yes. And do you believe in formalizing that? Because that person just came to you.
I think formalizing it, if you have a mentor, I think what's really important with a mentor is it's someone that is not within a reporting structure, right? If you're in a large organization, we always tell you, I don't want a mentor that's in HR because I need to go to them and say, this is happening, right? Within the parameters of what's appropriate.
Yeah.
But it is someone who you have a structured camaraderie with that gives direct feedback that you trust, right? You don't want to just, yes, it can come, in that form where all of a sudden someone just says, hey, that was amazing. You handled that really well. That's great. But you don't always get that. So formalizing it or having that person to bounce something off of is really important.
No, and I feel like you and I do that when we have something to say, or we'll soundboard before we have a conversation about something, and we're like, we'll tweak it either way. It's just good to have that
Nicole,
person.
That is just me.
No, I'm like,
don't
they're gonna
say
call.
that.
They're gonna call HR, and I'm HR.
And I don't want the call.
Yeah,
I don't want the call.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm going to get the term wrong, but there is, and I probably should have just ChatGPT'd it. But we've talked about mentors for a long time, I think professionally, right? And I do believe in mentors.
Yes.
There are a lot of groups out there that you can join, whatever field you're in. There's probably some professional organization that has a mentorship program that they or your organization itself has a mentorship program.
Right.
But there's a lot of talk now, not just about mentors, but it's promoters or advocates. I will ChatGPT it. But it's someone who's actually advocating for you in the rooms that you're not in. So it's someone who could be in your reporting structure, right? And they're like, Jami would be perfect for this, or this would be perfect for Jami to be part of. So you're not really necessarily going to them with your challenges or wanting different perspective. Are you looking it up right now, Kathleen?
Well, I'm trying, yeah.
So it's beyond mentorship or something like that. Maybe ChatGPT. I should have looked this up, but have you ever heard?
I've heard that. So we talk a lot around that concept of surround yourself with people who will speak positively about you when you're not in the room. Right.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
And not as a formal program, but I think what's important is if people don't know what your career goals are and you aren't owning that conversation, how if I never tell you, Nicole, I really want to do X. If you're in a room and there's a whole group of people talking about X and you don't know that, how would you ever say, you know what, Jami would be great for that? So it circles back to that accountability and ownership perspective of if you're not talking about it with the people who can help influence your career on what you want to do, how you want to get there, when you want to do it, there's no way they can speak about it on your behalf.
Okay, so how do they do that?
Well, but you are a perfect example of it, Nicole. You are the one.
Me?
It isn't Nicole Corning because you meet somebody and you introduce, I say this all the time, you meet somebody and they need something or there's a connection. You have that connection. You have the person. You introduce them. You put them on a group text immediately. You're a networker connector. You're a master at that. That's exactly what you do.
Okay, not to toot my own horn, but I did get a text this morning so there's a young woman at, she goes to Grand Canyon University, and I love this woman so much. Mm-hmm. She was in their, I forget it, let's call it the finance club.
Yeah.
And they brought us in, like I work with the Women's Leadership Alliance, which is a local organization, like it's a national organization. I'm co-chair of the local organization that helps like bring women into financial services and helps like keep them there. And so she was in some kind of leadership role for the like Grand Canyon University for their finance club. So she brings me in, this is like, I think it was a year or two ago. So I first met her and she's just so on it. Like she, like, you know, when you meet someone and you're like, oh my God, I always want popcorn so I can watch what you're going to do with the rest of your life. And they're like just starting, you know? And then she brought me in at the end of last year to talk again, but it was to the women's finance club. And I was like, oh, it's just women. Well, I find out that she had been iced out of leadership. It was all men and they had iced her out. And so she had started a women's finance club. And she had asked me like, because I had shared, you know, kind of like coming up in finance, like some like challenges that I've had, right? And been very vulnerable about that. And then she shared about that. Actually, she didn't even, it was her friend who was like, oh, well, this happened to her. And I was like, Sarah, is that true? And she was like, mm-hmm. And I said, well, let me tell you something. Those boys did you a favor. Because guess what? They're going to put on their resumes. I was president of the finance club at GCU. You know what you're going to put? I started the women's finance club at GCU. I founded it and I organized it and I got it approved at the university. And guess who's going to look more awesome on a resume? Like you by a lot.
Absolutely. Right.
You.
Right.
So, where was I going with this?
Oh, well, we're talking about you. So you received a text today.
Okay. So anyway, so then I was like, oh, I will make this woman, Sarah, I will make her successful. Like if it actually takes the last drop of blood out of my body.
That is so
like,
Nicole.
She's determined now.
I did. So I connected her with a friend of mine who used to work at Wells Fargo in the commercial bank. She now like runs the commercial bank at another super major financial company. And I connected the two of them because she's in an internship program. And I was like, you need to meet this woman who's a total badass because I want her to see how badass you are. And I want her to like bring you up through the ranks. And so she texted me, she's like, oh, I finally connected with Carrie and thank you so much. And
I love that.
I am like, whatever you need, you tell me. I am going to make that happen for you.
Yes.
Beyond mentorship, there's this whole, sponsorship. It's called sponsorship.
Oh, yes. So I was not coming up with that either.
Yeah. So it's sponsorship. It's someone, and that's someone who can be in your direct reporting line. And they basically say like, hey, I know that Jami would be perfect for this. Yeah. And I'm in the room and I'm going to push her forward. But I know we're like, I want to get like one or two like funny HR stories before we leave. Okay. I know. So think about that. But I do want to talk about back to what you had mentioned about sharing your goals. So I think women traditionally are bad about saying like, this is what I want and this is where I want to go. Like for whatever reasons, right? Like, oh, I don't seem like aggressive. Oh, I don't seem like I'm not grateful where I'm at, blah, blah, blah. But like in an appropriate way, how can you and who should you be sharing that with? Anyone that will listen. I love that.
That's great.
I had an experience where at my current organization, I had been in a role for about 3 years and I was just like, I need something different. I started by going to my leader and said, hey, I don't want to leave the organization. I love you to death, but I need to do something different. Right. And I said, so I'm going to start having conversations. And she said, 100% support you. So I started having conversations with people that I was in meetings with, other leaders of other divisions within in the organization, and just said, hey, my leader knows. I'm really just trying to figure out where my next step is. If you have any thoughts or feedback for me, if you can think of anything that might be a fit. I ended up talking to one of our senior leaders in our medical group. Pause for refreshments.
Pause for refreshments. Pause for Prosecco. Prosecco pause.
And she said, oh my gosh, I have a role open. You would be great for it. Do you want to interview? And I did, and I got the job. Had I not just started telling everyone, like, I'm looking for something. Now you want to make sure that your leader doesn't want to hear about it from somebody else, right? So, Nicole, you're my leader, and I go to you and say, hey, I'm going to start having these conversations, guide me, whatever, but I want you to know. And so that you're not finding out from someone else. And I started having conversations. And so anyone that will listen and anyone that will lift you up and be supportive of you, you need to be telling them what your goals are.
I love that so much because that's the whole, like, people talk about manifesting. All manifesting is like, you have a goal, you have identified that goal. I think you should write it down. But then again, I tell everyone, share it with everyone. Because the minute you start sharing it, people are like, oh, I know that, or my cousin does that, or I can connect you with that person. Like, and then it just, you're like, oh, the universe is just opening it up. No, bitch, you told everyone about it.
Right.
And then everyone wants to help you. Like, yes, the universe is conspiring for you because all of your friends and the people who love you and the people you work with are trying to make it happen for you. So,
yeah.
Okay. You're amazing. I could talk for like 15 hours with you.
Love it.
Give us one really good, like, HR disaster story before you leave. Just one, please.
All right. Well, I'll give you one. I don't know if it's going to be funny, but just a perspective of everybody makes mistakes. So a little bit of the vulnerability. Mm-hmm. So I was a senior leader over our employee benefit plans. And really pissed off at our vendor.
Do you guys need a second opinion? Sorry.
Baby.
Always ABS, always be selling. Thanks, Kathleen.
So I was responsible for our carrier relationships, and our primary medical carrier was horrible at the time. And I was pissed off. I was emailing our broker to say, hey, you know what? We've decided we're going to move a different direction. I need you to go ahead and fire them. We're going to this long lengthy email with all this stuff. And because I think I was so pissed at the carrier, I actually sent the email to the carrier.
Oh my God.
Fired them via email with our huge account with 50,000, well, like 85,000 member lives.
Email, oops, my bad.
No, they started firing emails to me. Can we please have a call? We'd like to discuss this. And I'm like, oh shit. I immediately called our broker and I'm like, so I went ahead and fired the carrier. You don't need to do it. I got it handled. But and it's not like, it's hard to come up with hilarious HR stories that aren't like disaster or
but like the woman's gone thing is pretty funny. Or but that is like that's real. That's real.
Yeah. It's real life.
I share that story sometimes when people are like,
do you have a minute delay or at least on your emails?
Yeah, I should.
I do.
I know.
I have a minute delay on my email. Oh yeah.
I don't know if you ever even would have noticed. I was so pissed. I just send, and then I started getting the response emails. Like, can we please meet and talk about this? I'm like, oh yeah, I just killed their multi-million-dollar contract over an email.
You're like, but guess what? Like, you didn't provide good service.
Yeah.
Right.
So again, it's like when you fire someone, don't think of it as firing them. Don't think like maybe that was enough of a wake-up call because it was a huge revenue source they lost to be like, y'all have to you got to get your act together.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'm not, because if I'm doing it, I'm not your only account.
That's exactly
that is feeling this way. So you're welcome. I'm saving you from losing more accounts.
Absolutely.
You're welcome.
So, it's a good story to tell, sometimes when something happens and people are like, oh my gosh, I made a mistake. And I'm like, oh, did you fire the carrier on your own? No, you're good then. Don't worry
Did you crush their dreams?
Yes. Did you take money out of their family's bank account? That's exactly what I did.
They had to downsize because of you. I love me some Jami. Okay. Well, you're amazing. I love you so much for being on here, and the things you have talked about will help people. Like you're truly going to change people's lives. So I am like, I'm so grateful for you being here and giving your perspective. So the one thing I didn't prepare you for, we're not going to do mom hacks because we're out. Yes. But it's because we're out because we're doing a double podcast and we already gave our mom hacks and we're a bottle of Prosecco in and we did not prepare you for that. And we have not been prepared for that. Nope. So what we are going to jump to is one good thing. Because when we talk about, sometimes we have like some heavy podcasts. So we always try to end with like, what's one good thing? Could be like, today, could be this week, could be this last month, could be whatever. Like, but what's this one? Or it's something you're looking forward to. Like, what's your one good thing? So Kathleen, I'm going to put you on the spot.
Oh, well, I talked about mine. It was being invited to be on this panel. That is a huge good thing. I'm so excited about it. I'm really excited about it.
That's one good thing.
I was like, I immediately fired off a message to you, and Perry was like, oh my gosh, you guys. And they're like, wow, that's exciting.
I'm so excited because I'm on a lot of panels. So I run a lot of panels. So I am like,
she wants to orchestrate the whole thing.
Do you want me to prep you?
Yes.
Like, do you want to role play?
Yes.
Like, what can we do?
She's going to be in the back with signs. I love you, Kathleen.
I'm going to be like,
He's gonna have like the big. What are those big the signs with the like the head like
Yes.
the huge?
Oh my God! Like with it, like that people get
do
at
they call
like
those?
high school graduation,
Yeah.
like with people's heads.
Yes.
Yes. Oh my gosh, so funny. But yeah, so that was my one great thing this week. I'm super excited about it.
That is a great thing. I will say, I think like I've got a couple, but I think my one good thing is next week I'm actually going on a real vacation.
Oh, I'm
Like,
so jealous.
Yeah, I have like
because
taken
travel's
time,
on my vision board.
and I've taken time off, like but a lot of times I'm like I'm working, like I'm
Yes.
going. It's a vacation where I am not going to like unless
shouldn't plug
something
in.
goes- like typically I'm always available. Like I'm really not going to be available. I'm going to Mexico. I can't do any trades anyway because I'm in a foreign country. So I'm going to Mexico with Jonathan, my boyfriend, and a bunch of other couples who I love. And we're going to Mexico to this resort where they have this Dave Matthews like 3-day concert. And it's like it's the second year we're going. And it's like you like at twilight, you walk down to the beach and it's like this concert venue literally on the beach. You're like standing on the beach. It's amazing. It's just, it's amazing. And then they're like, and they have Nathaniel Ratliff and the Night Sweats, who are like one of my favorite bands that are going to be
I've never
like,
heard of them.
y'all, you're welcome.
Sing us a song.
Get on Spotify.
I'll check it out.
Like he's kind of this like gravelly kind of like blues, like
That sounds like a
kind
Dave
of-
Matthews genre.
Oh my God, he's so good. I'm trying to think of a song of his that I could sing. It's he has funny songs. I can't think of one right now, but he's not as catchy as like Pump Up the Jam, but but I do love him. So that's my one good thing. Jamie, what's your one good thing?
Can I cheat? Can I have two?
100%. Yeah, it's our podcast.
All
Heck
right.
yeah.
Then I'm been in the rules. So we talked about my daughter Jordan. So she is going to be going to laser school in a couple of months.
Oh, girl, I believe so hard in laser. Women are always like, "You're 51. What do you do?" I'm like, laser
needles,
lots of needles, lots of needles.
Yeah. So I'm very proud
Lots
of her.
of needles.
Very proud of
That
her.
is so exciting.
gosh.
It's always good to see your kids flourish.
Yeah, because she's progressing. Like she's finding, okay, what's
Yes.
the next thing? What's the next thing I'm going to do? So I'm super proud of her. Personally, so Ray, I told you, Ray and I have our anniversary coming up. So we just booked a little weekend in Cottonwood, which we love to do.
Oh, I love Cottonwood.
And we ride, and so we'll ride up through Jerome, and we will do
When she
lunch.
says they ride motorcycles.
Motorcycles, yeah. Well,
I think people are like
I would
picturing
pa-
like
I pa-
bikes or something.
Yeah, no, we don't bicycle. No, that's a whole lot of
I'm
work.
not
That's
allowed
the
to
whole thing
bicycle.
though. People wear like those onesies
Oh, yeah, no.
and they're
Oh, yeah,
on there
no.
and I'm like, you're going to get
Onesies.
killed.
No, I actually just sit on the back of the bike. I don't even operate the bike. I just sit there. I'm like a passenger princess. I just enjoy it. So we'll go up through Jerome. We'll have lunch and hang out, watch some live music, and then we'll go to Cottonwood and we just stay for the weekend and wander around the little town, which we did as a girls' trip. It's so much fun. So
Also,
I'm looking
Jamie
forward
is one of the things that we do as friends, and because we used to vacation when we were younger with the kids. Now we do an annual girls' trip, like somewhere.
So important.
so
It
fun.
is-
It is so
It's
fun.
so important
It
to have those.
recharges. It like
Yes.
it's everything. Like it's
Yeah.
life giving.
Yeah.
It's just it's
So
like I love it.
We did what? We did Sedona. We've done Temecula. We did Cottonwood. We've done a few. Yeah, it's fun. So those are my two good things.
That's amazing.
I love it. Okay. So I also
thank
didn't
you.
prepare you for the end, which is we do a cheers, but we do this thing and it's self-explanatory. I'll walk you through it. But anyway,
Lord.
it comes from, so Kathleen had a very dear friend
Yep.
who was like Ray if he never met you.
Okay.
And he's like everyone's best friend. He like organized everything. He was about boats instead of motorcycles.
Oh, race about boats too.
And he, that's true. Actually,
have a
Ray
boat
is about
too.
boats. And he used to give this, and
I'm a
unfortunately,
cheerser. I cheers
Okay.
for everything.
And so tell the story.
And so he would always say, Kat, it's not just cheers, it's cheers, but it's press and hold. It's like a hug.
It's like a hug.
So we hold. Yeah,
say, so cheers and press and hold. All right.
it's like
Cheers.
All right.
Thank you
cheers.
so much. I love you.
We
I love
lost
you for
him.
being here.
He passed away in a what was it? A flash flood in 2020. It was terrible. Anyway, but so
sorry.
that's why we do this for him.
Very nice.
So cheers and press and hold.
Press and hold.
One more time.
Okay.
Cheers and press and hold. All right.
Thank you, ladies.
everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Mwah, Jami, you're amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for listening.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.